Welcome to Salcedo Paranormal. It is Friday, July 1st, 2022, and tonight I'll be covering paranormal news. As always, to find all of the episodes of the podcast, along with links to social media, ways to donate, and ways to contact me, you can find all those things at the podcast page, which is salcedoparanormal.podbean.com. That's SALSIDO paranormal.podbean.com. Always happy to hear from you all, whether you have comments or questions or topic suggestions or stories of paranormal experiences, whether they're your own or from others that you trust. Happy to either read those or have you join me on the show to talk about them. And so today is Paranormal News. Sunday I'll be covering true paranormal stories from the web. And then next Wednesday, I believe we'll be getting back to the other half of the video games in the paranormal episode that Derek and I started last week. So that should be fun. Also, in a couple of, 2.5 weeks or so, basically like 3 Sundays from now, I believe. Either way, we're getting close to the 200th episode. And so I'm thinking for that night, whatever it ends up being, I'm pretty sure it's going to be a Sunday. I'll still get some stories together, but we will do the call-in show again, just for something fun to do. I think the last one was a lot of fun, the 100th episode. So I think it'd be fun to do that again. And so yeah, that's in a couple weeks, maybe 2.5 weeks, around there. And I'm okay. I'm hearing sounds. Just want to check and make sure everything is muted. I think. Let me check. One moment. Okay, I think I got that. So that's the plan. Like I said, a couple weeks we'll be having a call-in show for the 200th episode. So that'll be good. Looking forward to that. And I think with that, I can start on the news. So I've already put all the links to all these articles in the stream chat channel, voice chat channel. So it means they're all there for everyone to check out. I'll include them in the episode, and then the description. And then that way you all can find them and check them out in more detail. And because I never read the entire article, just cover it briefly and let you all check them out in more detail. So, I'll go to the first one here. And that is from, let's see here. That is from ancient-origins.net. And this one says, let's see here. Gotta find the exact title. Mexican archaeologists find over 2,500 rare wooden Aztec artifacts. Now, this is really amazing to me because so often when you find artifacts, they have to be made of stone or metal for them to still be around, or pottery or things like that. So when I saw this, I was really surprised. I don't know a ton about all this and how everything is preserved and all that, but it's just, I feel like I hardly ever see anything about wooden artifacts discovered in areas. So let me get into this article more. And this is Let me see. I'm trying to find the. Uh, okay, and I think this is from. Let's see here. It says that this article is from Chris. Is the name of the. Oh wait, no, wrong one. um, wrong article there. One moment here. Let me get to the actual. May not say. Sometimes they don't say who did the article. But this is from Ancient Origins, so I've used their articles many times. I do like what they do overall, and so this article says that these artifacts have been unearthed, and they're from the Aztec civilization, just northeast of the central plaza of Mexico City. And this treasure trove includes more than 2,500 wooden items of all shapes, sizes, and uses, plus many other artifacts that were left behind by residents of the Aztec Empire's capital city. And I'm not going to try to say the name of that one. That's in the article. So, this collection of these artifacts was found at the foot of a landmark structure known as the Templo Mayor. It says that was the centerpiece of an important ceremonial and religious building complex. And they're all being included in a project named after the area, run by that country's Institute of, basically National Institute of Anthropology, I'm guessing is the English translation, or rough translation. And apparently a lot of these are thought to be offerings that were given to the gods that were worshipped by the civilization. And the dates of the ages for these range from 1325 AD, when construction on the complex began, until 1521, when the Spanish came and things did not go well there. So, but these items they range from earrings to masks to ornaments to headdresses, figurines, scepters, jugs, darts, dart throwers. I didn't know there was such a thing. That's pretty amazing in a way. And scary. Stylized artistic carvings. And these were all brought to this temple by citizens and priests and pilgrims from elsewhere that visited the area. And that's basically, I believe that's it. Oh, maybe not. But this article goes on for a ways longer, so I will let you all read the rest of it. So amazing find there, I think. Again, especially since they're wooden objects, wood does not always stay well preserved for long periods of time, as far as I know, anyway. So, that covers that one. And so one thing today, there are a lot more of the paranormal kind of articles than usual. So I've got a few outside of that category, or at least on different parts of it, but a lot more of A lot more stories about hauntings and haunted places in today's collection than usual. But got a few other ones here. Like I said, that first one on ancient civilizations, and then this next one is about. Let's see here. This is from 929nin.com, and let's see here. Apparently, this is from Wichita Falls. It's a music station. So, but this article says photos. This UFO just vanished into the skies of Idaho. And this is from a video that showed something that looked like flares lit up the skies over a place called Mountain Home, Idaho. And it says that this video, a lot of people tried to figure out what was in this video. Explanations ranged from military tests to UFOs. And another sighting is being reported not long after this, apparently, which is just 15 miles from that town, over in I'm guessing Idaho State Park. And let's see here. This officer of this Idaho State Park officer, I'm guessing. Let me see here. Maybe not that. Maybe that's not it. Oh, okay. I'm sorry. They did have a name of someone here, Bruno. I won't say the last name just in case. But so Bruno was in this area and caught pictures of basically what the article says is a UFO. And the sighting took place on June 18th in the evening and was captured at the park's observatory. So on Saturday night, just after midnight, so actually it would have been Sunday, and the park even talks about the sighting. That they noticed an object moving towards the park from the east, and as it got closer, it just expanded and dissipated, as seen in one of the pictures. So it appears to take the shape of a halo, according to the article. Although there appears to be a bright light floating below the halo-shaped object before it goes completely missing in the third photo. And of course, it mentions people debating on what that was. And let's see here. So I'm just checking out the article more. And looks like that's basically it. So just a UFO sighting, it sounds like, of lights and something shaped like a halo. So basically a ring. So thought that was neat and wanted to share it. So let's see here. This next one is thelineup.com, the-line-up.com. And let's see here. And this one is called The Enfield Monster, Alien Cryptid or Incident of Mass Hysteria, because they have to include that. And this is by Kelsey McConnell, uh, published on June 21st. And this is talking about apparently an incident that happened in 1973 when, and this was in Illinois, in the U.S. And this is talking about this event where Henry McDaniel, it says, heard a strange scratching at the door, and when he looked out, he thought he saw a bear. It says, arming himself with a flashlight and a gun, he stepped outside, and he saw a creature standing between two rose bushes, but it wasn't a bear, apparently. And McDaniel described this creature as having, 3 legs, okay, and 2 short arms, short body, but also near human, and says it was 4.5 feet tall, with grayish color and 2 pink eyes the size of flashlights. It says that after seeing this thing, McDaniel fired off 4 shots. Supposedly one of the bullets hit the creature, drawing a hiss that sounded like a wildcat. And it says that the creature then ran away towards a railway embankment, spanning 50 feet with 3 jumps. And mentions that McDaniel called the local authorities to investigate. They say they found footprints near his home. McDaniel described the prints as dog-like, but having 6 toe pads. And it says in the article here that McDaniel, according to authorities, appeared to be fully rational. So this is about the series of events, apparently, in that year, 1973, where there were multiple sightings, and also even years after. Years after there were, after all this happened, this was when the idea that it was a mass hysteria was put forward by sociologists. But still a really amazing sighting, if whatever that was real in any way. So just wanted to share that bit of a cryptid story there. So thought that was interesting. And yeah, perfect. See something you've never seen and shoot at it. Yeah, I agree. Yeah, so neat story there. Hopefully whatever it was wasn't actually hurt, but yeah, so just had to share that one. And I think, let's see, from there now we're getting into more of the these places that are said to be haunted. The rest of these are more along those lines, those kind of stories. And this next one is from timesunion.com. And this one is called Famed Haunted Hospital Back on Market. And this is apparently from Wendy Liberator. I'm not sure how you say that for sure. This is also from June 19th. And yeah, so give me one moment here. I'm going to get some water. And then we'll keep going. this is let's see here. This mentions that this Saratoga County homestead, which is the long abandoned tuberculosis hospital, is up for sale according to this article at the time it was put out, it was put out on June 19th this year. And let's see here. The owner of the property, now this says Providence as the, okay, so Providence, New York, I'm guessing is where this is from. Being written from anyway. So it mentions the last owner of the property, which is the hospital, James, is his name, Walk. I'm not sure how you say that exactly. Said that he had to put the place up for sale because of various events over the last couple of years, and but this place apparently is said to be one of the most haunted places in the area. And originally, when he bought the property, he was going to use it for a public combination living museum and veterans retreat. So let's see here. But it says in recent years, Walk has allowed a paranormal research group, investigation group, South Glens Falls Paranormal Society, to offer regular tours through the place that is said to be the haunted hospital. Apparently, there was a movie made in the area, in the site. It's called The Expedition. It's a horror movie. It doesn't really say paranormal. But I'm guessing that is the theme. It says that the movie was about paranormal investigators checking out this place on a Halloween night. So probably something similar to that anyway. Let's see here. But the Walk hopes that the new buyer, opens, the new buyer will also continue to offer history and tours when they buy the place, whoever that ends up being, which is possible. That is a thing that's happening more and more these days. So this place, also known as the Homestead, sits on 28.61 acres. Mentions that it had a different reputation when it opened in 1936. It was a 100-bed brick sanitarium, and basically state-of-the-art decorative moldings and columns. Basically set the look really nice when it was first made. But since 1973, it's been slowly crumbling because it hasn't been used as much, and it has two buildings, which is a caretaker's home and the 31,000 square foot hospital. Mentions the state of the buildings, which are not good. Let's see here. And so that's basically just talking about the place being up for sale again. Mentions that there was a team of paranormal investigators that went in there, but not really what happened, unfortunately. At least as far as I can tell. But still, whenever these places go for sale, that's always, I like to make note of it, because you never know what will be put there, and that can be good or bad or both. But um, so yeah, that's that story. Hopefully, if whoever does buy it, will be able to renovate it over time, and again, like they say in the article, there offer tours and that kind of thing. So this next article is from uh, Manchester Evening News.co.uk, and this one says, let's see here. Title is I grew up in Greater Manchester's quotation marks haunted quotation marks mansion. This is its fascinating story. So this is a fairly long article. I'm not going to get into all the details of the history of the place. It doesn't have a ton of them anyway. Overall, it has some, but the things that I wanted to point out about this article and this place is that the person interviewed for this article used to live there and said that he and his family had no paranormal experiences. And yet it's known, the place has been known over the years for being extremely haunted. Reports of a white lady, lady in white, and other reports of just odd things happening there. And yet the people that were in charge of upkeep, of taking care of the place for a while, that actually lived there, uh, never had an experience. And to me, that's really amazing because I wonder how that works. What the explanation for that is? Is it people going in there? Was there one experience or two experiences that people had when they went there, and then the story just spread, and that's where energy was just fed into the place, and the maybe even the energy that or the beings that were there, if they were there. Or is it more of a thought form thing where enough energy was given so that it created beings there? Possibly maybe after, either before or after the family moved in, so that while they were there, since they had no idea about it, I'm guessing they didn't give into that. Not in a bad way, not like giving up, but feed into that, so they didn't have any experiences. Um, so that's really all I wanted to cover on this article. Just the amazing. It's amazing to me that when you have these places that are said to be extremely haunted, and that yet you have people that have actually stayed there and for years, even in some cases, and claim no, nothing weird ever happened. Uh, and so yeah, looking at chat here, I think sometimes it's the people they don't pick it up or invite it. Yeah, and that's definitely that's what I'm thinking. I'm wondering about is that makes sense to me. That who knows? Maybe the parents, if they did hear about it, they didn't feed into it. So maybe with them trying not to focus on that, so that their kids wouldn't have any bad experiences either. That helped to kind of shield them from anything. Um, just the circumstances of all of that to me are really amazing to think of. Fun to think of and try to figure out how that works. So that's what I wanted to really just point out about that article itself. And you all can definitely read it in greater detail. In a way, there are some amazing details there about history and about how um, basically there's this entire family that now is tied to the property because of staying there and then continuing to visit there, and then um, so yeah, just any article definitely to read as well. So also it is the 4th of July weekend here in the U.S., so and they are starting fireworks. So, just in case you all hear any sounds, that may be what it is. So, just want to say that because we're not quite done with the show yet. So, there may be some sounds uh, popping in here and there. But we still have, let's see here. We still have three, four, five articles left. Wow. Okay. This next one is from Suffolk. I'm not sure if I'm saying that right. SUFFOLK live.com. And this one says Spooky Suffolk, the eerie Dunwich Monastery, home to ghostly monks and sinister lights. And this is from, let's see here, I'm looking for the and then the subtitle is Greyfriars Monastery in Dunwich, dates back to the Middle Ages. And it has pictures, so I definitely recommend checking it out. I'm not seeing an author here, but so this article is talking about this monastery, and it mentions the entire village having a weird feeling to it. Apparently, it's a small village of about 200 people, and it says in the late 1200s and early 1300s, a series of huge storms destroyed a good part of the village. And then one of the biggest, which was apparently at the time was one of the biggest and most important towns in England. And the village has slowly been changed by the relentless North Sea, I'm guessing through erosion and other factors. And this monastery is situated on the south side of the village. It was founded in 1277, but it was actually moved further inland 12 years later due to severe erosion. Okay, so yeah. The land literally crumbling, I guess. And apparently the monastery is just ruins now. But there have been sightings, based on the title of the article, of figures of monks that stayed there. It was home, it says, to around 20 monks in the late 13th century, and says their presence can still be felt to this day in the ruins in the area. So, and these figures are seen walking through around the area at night, but also it says unexplained hobby lanterns have been seen from within the wooden area near the cliff edge. And so let's see here. The legend says that these lights are there as a lure, supposedly to get people to walk into the woods and, without realizing it, walk off the edge of the cliff. So, not sure what there is to all that, or what the lights are, if they really are lanterns, or what's going on there. And let's see here. There's also reports of a cryptid, or a ghost figure animal that is said to have been around the area in the 16th century, known as a hellhound, or the black shuck, SHUCK. So this dark, I believe it's black dog figure that has been seen I haven't done a lot of digging into that name, but I've heard of it as being this menacing dog kind of figure seen in that part of the UK. It's known as locally as the Devil's Dog, and it's said to have run through the grounds of Greyfriars in 1926. So as late as that, uh, witnessed by a young woman that was there at the time. So sounds like the area is uh, full of activity of different kinds. And yeah, so just wanted to share that article. A lot of reports there, sounds like. A lot of different kinds of reports of different kinds of activity. So, let's see here. So yeah, these I know. Oops. Let's see here. Okay. Okay. Good. No sounds good. Good. I'm glad. Yeah, it stopped for now anyway. I think so. That's good. Um. So this next one is from Liverpool Echo .co.uk. I I share these stories of these places in the UK because they have, in a lot of cases, they have reports of buildings, or they have buildings that date back centuries, and a lot of times have reports of paranormal activity in these areas going back that far as well. So, but this one says Victorian mansion that is the most haunted house in Liverpool, and so this one says a number of strange occurrences have been reported at this manor house, from a couple bickering, arguing, I guess, to the girl on the stairs. So this place is apparently this is a mansion where the Beatles played during their early days, uh, and it's said to be the most haunted house in Liverpool in the area. And this area, which is, I'm guessing, in or near West Derby Village, dates back to 1846. Uh, Apparently, the name of the area is known as, or maybe even the house is known as Lowlands on Hayman's Green. The mansion was built by an architect named Thomas Hay. It says in the 1960s, it was home to a club where a lot of bands played during the early days, from the Quarrymen, which is an early version of the Beatles, basically, or at least a couple of them, to Jerry and the Pacemakers and the Hollies. So, a bit of music, rock history going on there. And it says the manor house is now owned by the West Derby Community Association, and it has 20 different clubs. Wow. So it's basically a restaurant or entertainment venue. So this place has become increasingly popular with paranormal investigators over the last year, following a number of reports of paranormal activity there. The chairman of the group that runs the place, his first name is Steven, said that he experienced things there. He says they don't make any claims about it, but weird things have happened. He says one Sunday afternoon around 4 p.m., there was he heard a bell and then a voice, a man's voice, say hello, and then the bell went again, and the voice said hello. And he came downstairs, but there was no one at the door. and the gates were closed, and he can't explain it. But he says it wasn't particularly frightening, which to me that's always good to hear and amazing when these stories happen that they're just weird. They're not quite really frightening in a way. And okay, so Stephen says there used to be a bell in the caretaker's bathroom and the place this is apparently this place is called Lowlands. Before the building was refurbished or remodeled, and he believes that can explain where the noise came from. He thinks that they're moments of history rather than spirits. Several people have heard a couple arguing, and that I think what they're basically saying is the idea that different moments in time are somehow heard in other moments of time. So, and let's see here. Apparently, there has also been a girl seen on the stairs, and by this young woman that was part of a play group. I'm guessing that the group that does plays. I used to see this girl on these stairs, sitting on the stairs, and even a dog with her as well. And this young woman apparently saw this even when she was little. So, yeah, sightings of a girl and a dog on the stairs. So let me see here. Yeah, so that's basically it. There's been paranormal investigation groups that have gone there as well, and that they say that the place is supposedly fairly active. So, neat reports there. So I'll close that one out, and then we'll go on to the next one here. We've got 3 left. And so this next one is this is from klaw.com. I think it's funny that it's claw in a way. And this one says, let's see here. This Oklahoma mansion has a haunting history. And let's see here. I'm trying to look at, okay. So this one, the author that they give is, I guess the screen name is Critter, so that's kind of interesting. So this talks about this mansion called Grisso Mansion in Seminole, Oklahoma. And it says that this place is fairly well known in the area, and even for being haunted. It was built back in 1928 by William Edward Doc, in quotations, Grisso. Not sure if I'm saying that last name right or not. Grisso came from Arkansas to Oklahoma. He was a pharmacist by trade and had a store in town, and also served as the town's medical examiner. And also later on got into the oil industry and became one of the wealthiest men in Oklahoma. And it has pictures here, so definitely recommend checking out the article. So I'm just trying to get through the part here, or the history part here, to get to the paranormal aspects of the place. And it goes into the history pretty deep, which is really amazing in a way. So apparently, let's see here. So there was a full-length film and documentary of the mansion that includes accounts from witnesses and investigators and people that have come into come to the mansion and had experiences there. And this is from a YouTube channel called Native Boy Productions. There have been reports of. Let's see here. They have a link to the documentary here, and let's see here. I'm looking at trying to find the details of the hauntings there, but it does look like you'll have to check out the documentary for more details. I did not notice that. So, so I guess there's something for you all to check out if you want a documentary about a haunted place. Thought there was more to this, but still pretty neat, and it has other articles after that one in the same page associated with Oklahoma. And so, yeah, check out that article, and then if you want a documentary to watch, you can look into the links that are in that the article. And then there are pictures as well, so that's pretty neat, too. So, let's see here. Okay, yeah, I was wondering about that, if anyone had heard about that one. So, because I hadn't, but there's so many places that are said to have activity going on in them. So, or left. This one is from the Lincoln Times News.com. And this one is the title is the Lincoln Cultural Center Haunted? And this is from Michelle T. Bernard, senior staff writer. And let's see here. Okay. So this is from a newspaper website. And this is from Lincolnton. Apparently it's Lincolnton. And it says that it basically asks the question, is this place haunted? And it says there are reports there of lights flashing on and off in the performance hall, sightings of a lady in a long black dress, and sounds of children playing in the green room. So let's see here. They're talking about a paranormal investigation group based in Raleigh, and that are going to apparently check out the place and try to find out more details about it. I'm looking for where this is, and it's not really saying. But let me see here. This is. Let's see here. It's going into the investigation group, talking about what the reports they collected before they get there. It's more about, this article is more about the investigation group, it seems like, than the place. But so this is more of a looking for people's own experiences there, and so yeah, that's weird in a way to me that they're just it's more about this one group than anything else and wanting more reports. But I guess in a way that is good that's even that kind of article is even being put out there. So let's see here. So yeah, that's what okay, this is from North Carolina, I'm noticing now. And so yeah, neat that there's actually an article from a location and talking about a paranormal investigation group that is looking for more stories about the area, it sounds like. So I put these together earlier, kind of in a rush, so I didn't get to look through all of them in great detail, unfortunately. Sometimes I'm able to really read through them, but not always. Um, so that's how that happened there. But so let's see. I have one more story here left, and this is another one of those articles that has several experiences just collected into one article, and this is from Scoop Whoop. I'm not sure how you say it. .com. It's kind of like a BuzzFeed kind of thing, similar kind of thing that I've shared some articles from sites that put together lists of stories. And so let's see here. I'm not going to get through all of these, but there's one I wanted to read because it's really amazing in a way. Let me find it. So, okay, this one says, I have extremely vivid memories of me and my ex doing a bunch of art classes for fun as a couples thing. My ex continued to do landscapes, and she was really good at it. I even remember going to multiple local arts and crafts stores to buy painting supplies. Uh, we broke up, and I kept 6 of the paintings wrapped up. I even remember multiple times seeing the paintings when going through my storage locker and kept debating to throw them out. We briefly got back together a few years later. I offhandedly mentioned that I still had her art, and she was extremely confused. She claimed that we never ever took an art class together, and she has never painted in her life beyond middle school. This caused a huge rift between us. I thought I was right, and she thought she was right. I got so frustrated that we ended up driving out to the storage locker. All 6 of the canvases were blank, and I could not find any of the shared painting supplies that I swear were in a big red plastic container right by the paintings. She honestly thought I was crazy, and I doubted my memory. The relationship ended up falling apart pretty quickly, not long after that, and went with no contact. Then a few months later, when I went to grab camping supplies from my storage locker, all 6 paintings were there. No blank canvases to be found, along with the red plastic storage container full of our art supplies, including some printouts with both of our names from the art class. So that is quite the story there. I don't know what to make of that, but had to share that one. So let me just look and see. I think I'll let you all read the rest of these on your own, just because wow, this show went on a lot longer than I expected it to. So yeah, I think I'll end there. But there's some stories for you all to check out. Again, I'll include all the links in the episode description, and so that you all can read all the articles in more detail. Um, but let's see here. Yeah, that story is wild, unless there was some still strange regular explanation for it. That is still weird. So, but thank you all for being here and listening. I see you all there in the channel listening, and also I want to thank everyone that listens to the YouTube and podcast feeds. And I will talk to you all on Sunday. Uh, I'll be back then with more true paranormal stories from the web. And so I look forward to talking with you all on the next episode of Salcedo Paranormal. Take care.